When your cat looks at you, follows you, or even ignores you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, it feels simple, like they're just being curious, or maybe just acting like a typical cat. But behind those small actions, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally intimate things your cat can do, and if you misunderstand it, which most owners do, you might be missing what? Your cat has been trying to tell you this entire time. Let's start with what that behaviour really means. Have you ever noticed your cat staring at you, or sitting nearby without doing anything? Most people think it's random, but here's what's actually happening. Your cat is constantly observing and responding to you. Cats don't waste energy on meaningless actions. Every look, every movement, every pause, it's intentional. In the wild, unnecessary behaviour can attract danger. So over time, cats evolve to be precise. That means when your cat looks at you, or chooses to sit near you, they're not being idle, they're communicating. Think about that for a second. Silence, in your cat's world, is not empty, it's information. And here's what most people don't realise. If your cat ever watches you from across the room but doesn't come closer, don't brush it off. We'll come back to what that really means later, because it's something most owners wish they understood sooner. Because this isn't randomness, it's intention. Have you ever noticed your cat gets closer when you're calm and disappears when you're stressed? Most people think that's just mood, but here's what's actually happening. A 2019 study from Oregon State University found that cats form attachment styles with their humans, secure or insecure, just like infants. But what does that actually mean for you? It means your cat is constantly reading your emotional state, your tone, your body language, your energy. Behavioral scientists have observed that cats adjust their behavior based on how predictable and calm their human feels. So when you're relaxed, your cat's body changes, their muscles soften, their breathing slows, they come closer. Think about that for a second. You're not just interacting with your cat, you're shaping how safe they feel. And here's where it gets even more powerful. Your cat isn't just reacting to what you do, they're responding to who you are in that moment. Have you ever had your cat rub against your legs or gently press their face into your hand? Most people think it's just affection. And yes, it is. But here's what's actually happening. Cats have scent glands around their cheeks, forehead, and body. When they rub against you, they release pheromones, chemical signals that mark something as safe and familiar. Studies on domestic cats reveal that scent marking is how cats define their world. So when your cat rubs against you, they're not just greeting you, they're including you in their territory. Think about that for a second. Out of everything in their environment, they chose you. And here's what makes this even more meaningful. Cats don't mark everything. They mark what matters, which means you matter. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat lovers who actually want to understand what their cat is really saying. Have you ever seen your cat knead softly, pressing their paws into you or a blanket? Most people think it's just comfort. But here's what's actually happening. In early life, kittens need their mother to stimulate milk and maintain closeness. Researchers who study feline behavior call this tactile bonding. It's one of the first ways a cat learns safety, and even as they grow older, that instinct doesn't disappear, it evolves. So when your cat kneads near you, follows you, or stays close, they're not just being affectionate, they're recreating one of the earliest feelings of safety they've ever known. Think about that for a second. Out of everything they experienced as a kitten, they carried this into adulthood. And here's where it becomes deeply personal. They assigned that role to you, You are now part of that safety, not because they have to, but because they trust you enough to. Have you ever noticed your cat behaves differently around other people? Maybe they hide, maybe they stay distant, but with you, they come closer. Most people assume cats are just selective, but here's what's actually happening. Animal cognition research shows that cats choose specific individuals based on consistency, predictability, and emotional safety. That means your cat isn't acting randomly. They're evaluating, watching, learning, and then deciding. Think about that for a second. They don't sit beside everyone. They don't expose themselves to everyone. They don't trust everyone. But they do it with you. And here's what makes that even more meaningful. That choice wasn't instant. It was built over time. Every calm moment, every time you respected their space, every time you didn't force interaction. It all added up. So when your cat chooses you, it's not coincidence. It's a decision. Have you ever noticed your cat watching you from a distance, without coming closer? Most people think it means disinterest. But here's what's actually happening. Your cat is assessing safety. In feline communication, direct approach isn't always the first step. Observation comes first. A study from the University of Sussex found that cats respond more positively to slow blinking and non-threatening behavior. But what that really means is this. Your cat is waiting for the right moment. Think about that for a second. They're not ignoring you. They're evaluating you. And here's where it gets even deeper. Remember earlier when I said, if your cat watches you but doesn't come closer, this is what I was talking about. They're not distant because they don't care. They're waiting to feel safe enough, and when you soften your movements, avoid pressure, and simply exist calmly, that's when they move closer. That's when they choose you. Not because you forced it, but because you earned it. What happens when your cat suddenly stops doing these things? Maybe they used to sit near you, follow you, stay close, and now they don't. Most people assume it's nothing. But here's what's actually happening. Changes in behavior are often one of the earliest signs that something feels off. It could be stress, a change in routine, a shift in your energy, or even a health issue. Studies in feline behavior show that withdrawal is often a quiet signal, not a loud one. Think about that for a second. The behaviors you once overlooked were communication, and now their absence is communication too. This is where most owners get it wrong. They notice when their cat demands attention, but they miss when their cat quietly removes it. So if your cat stops communicating the way they used to, don't ignore it. Pause, observe, adjust. Because sometimes silence is the loudest message they can send. So when your cat looks at you, follows you, rubs against you, or even keeps their distance, do you actually know what that means? It's not random. It's not just personality. It's your cat communicating in the only way they know how. Reading you, testing you, trusting you, choosing you. That's not simple behavior. That's connection. And those small moments, the ones you almost ignore, they were never small to them, and they shouldn't be small to you either.